Hi and welcome back to Bride Society. I'm Laura and this is Rebecca. So for today's video, we have rounded up some ideas for wedding invitations. So if you're just starting to think about sending your invitations out and want some ideas that maybe aren't the most traditional or kind of typical wedding invitations, we've put together some ideas that are a bit more unique, or just ones that we've liked really, some different styles. So we've created a Pinterest board which we have linked below, so go check that out. But yeah, hopefully this gives you some inspiration for your invites.
And so when we started to think about this, we sort of focused on like some eco-friendly ideas for you. So some of the ones popping up now are for some suppliers that have some eco credentials on their websites, but obviously there'll be a lot more. Generally, if you go to their sort of about section on their websites, they'll be able to highlight to you whether they're kind of on the eco-friendly end. So that's things like being FSC certified, like paper stock, responsible printers, or using recycled materials like 100% like craft recycled envelopes, that kind of thing. Obviously you can go Evite, just to be like totally material free. But yeah, there's various options like that. You were saying something, there's stuff about like seeds.
Yeah, so you can get paper that have like wildflower seeds embedded in them. So after you've got all the information you need, you can then plant it in your garden and have some bee-friendly flowers come up, so helping the bees.
Appreciate as well. A lot of even the sort of more standard like wedding invitations we send out, they said like they could be recycled anyway. So hopefully people will continue the eco cycle with these things as well. But if you want to do a sort of an extra step beforehand, that's one option.
Definitely. So moving slightly away from that, but still maybe using card, and you can bring in the recycled card aspect to it. It's kind of a very modern, minimalist style of invitation. So maybe you've got like embossed like typography on there, but there's, let's say, minimalist. So there's not lots of details or pattern or colour, kind of monochrome. More about the typeface you use and just making an impact with less on these.
Yeah, there may be the sort of invites maybe where you also have a wedding website, so you're referring people for the more information for the cluttered part, maybe.
Potentially. So this potentially could set the tone if this is the kind of wedding that you're having, or not. If you might just like them, and then you could go completely the other direction with your wedding and just have lots of colour and things about.
Very true, but I'm a big fan of these. I really like the aesthetic on sort of foil and embossed.
I think it's quite on trend at the moment as well to have that kind of pared back, sleek look as well.
What we're saying is I'm very on trend.
Well, yes, obviously.
And next we were thinking like about acrylic invitations. So again, in the very sort of modern on-trend side of things, but literally like an actual piece of acrylic that is sort of printed on, or there's vinyl on there, or engraving into it. Lots of options with it. Presumably, like generally going to be a slightly higher price point than just printing onto card. But maybe if you're really keen on this type of thing, maybe it's that you want to order a certain number of those for maybe immediate family wedding party guests, and then have a second tiered invitation for everybody else that you still obviously really love, but maybe is, if you're just accommodating budgets and things, like maybe that's a way to get best of both worlds.
And I actually did that with my wedding invitations, which we'll talk about more in a minute, but I had some wooden ones that were laser engraved, and then some card ones that kind of where the budget allowed, and kind of the closer family and bridal party got the wooden ones, and then the other very highly valued guests got the card ones. It was the exact same design, it was just on a different material. And with the acrylic invitations, this has kind of trickled down from where we've seen maybe like the acrylic welcome signs that have become quite popular and other kind of decor related things for weddings. This is kind of that extra step, and again could potentially set the tone that you could have matching things like the welcome sign or seating plan on your actual wedding day. But yeah, so as I was just saying, that you don't have to use card for your invitation. So we've talked about the acrylic and mentioned I had wooden ones, and this is a really nice option as well, that you can have laser engraved, and works particularly well with kind of the theme of like florals and foliage, kind of that nature. So we've said that foliage and greenery is a real kind of trend for 2020, or what's left of the year, maybe into next year as well. So you can incorporate that onto the different material, but also if you want colour, you can have it in your like card invitations.
Yeah, and you also notice one of the invitations we included on this board is like a template, in this case from a website called Zazzle. So if you don't necessarily want to use a traditional stationer, or you just want to be able to kind of get on and do it at home yourself, but without having to kind of do all the design work, that's not your skill forte, like your wheelhouse kind of thing, or time. So yeah, there's various websites where you have like templates that you can like add your details in. They can take care of the printing. So Zazzle's one of those. That's actually what I did for my wedding. And again, they quite often have it so that the artwork transfers onto different parts of the stationery for your day, you know, like the menus, the RSVPs, that kind of thing as well. So it's another kind of semi-DIY option. And then our next group were to do with like sort of personalized art. So this is something I've just only started to see in the last year or two. It's a really lovely concept that has just started to come around. I don't know how you've particularly seen it.
I've seen very recently some really talented artists creating works of art essentially for people on invitations. And again, this is probably if you've got a slightly higher budget to be able to kind of commission someone to do this for you, or you might be able to do it yourself if you're particularly good at art.
Yeah, definitely. And it can tie through like onto your guest book. And we worked with somebody before that was doing artwork for guest books. But yeah, they can be so intricate and beautiful, like these sketches, or quite simple if you just maybe want a sort of sketch of the two of you, or your venue, your location, like really just kind of incorporating what's to come, like the visual of what's to come, like in front of you, the preview, the taster, the kind of starting the excitement with that kind of extra visual layer, and very personal
because it's specific to you, your venue, and potentially you're on your own invitations. So
yeah, I feel like it's something people would keep because of that as well, like beyond the wedding, like not just for the information, like obviously people keep it for the information, but beyond as to like because of the artwork.
Definitely a keepsake. And so then we come on to things that maybe don't necessarily fit into the other categories we've talked about, kind of best of the rest, so to speak. So these could be things like tea towels. So you have all your wedding information printed onto a tea towel. And again, this is something you might only send to kind of a select number of guests. So it might not go to everybody because of budget, but it could, depending on your budget.
Wedding.
Something that
right now they only got like 10 guests, then maybe they're all going to get one.
And again, something you can keep afterwards and actually use to dry your dishes. Yeah, and then things maybe like origami involved in the kind of packaging of your invitation. So it's something that just the style and look of it is just something a bit different to the norm, something a bit more intricate. Maybe your envelope is kind of an origami package, something like that.
And there's also like photographs, like incorporating ones from maybe like your engagement shoot or from when you were kids, that kind of thing, like on the front, like the image you'll see like is from a company called Photo Fusion, who we actually know. They have a beautiful range using the sort of photographs with this kind of light shining through, so it's not like a solid back. It's a beautiful effect, and again a kind of keepsake type invitation that's just really unique and eye-catching and memorable. I think, like, we met them at a wedding show probably like a year ago, and it very much sticks with me as an invitation. I don't know if...
Yes, because I don't feel like I've seen that before. Although the concept of kind of a photo invitation maybe doesn't sound anything revolutionary, the way they do it is very unique, and I think they do it beautifully. So
yeah, they're our kind of favorites from those kind of categories, like very, say, on trend and bit outside the norm. So I hope you're feeling inspired. Let us know in the comments below which one was your favorite. I'm curious as to what takes you on, what's most popular. But do check out that Pinterest board if you want to take a closer look. That's linked in the description box below. Otherwise, please give us a like if you liked it and hit subscribe. We'll see you next time.